New York in the 1960s, performance fever, Andy Warhol's shadow, and roles where courage mattered more than polite beauty. This wasn't a by-the-book career. It was jumps with a thin safety net. Colleagues recall the mid-1960s at the Factory, Lee Strasberg's classes, and off Broadway. Press notes say she chose risky auditions on purpose. In the 1970s came the title regular viewers recognize, The Sting. Premiere, December 25, 1973, Paramount. Director George Roy Hill. On screen, Paul Newman and Robert Redford, a slick con and elegant play. Sally is there, inside the classic, without any illusion that the system now owes her. For her, it wasn't a ticket to the top, it was a doorway to the next risky choice. Next comes Anna, directed by Jurek Bogajewicz, where that 1960s New York grit turns into a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination. One role she truly lived. 1987, Anna, directed by Jurek Bogajewicz, a role with no safe corners. Her screen partner is Paulina Porizkova. Two paths meet on set, star looks versus lived-in experience. January 1988 brings a Golden Globe. March 1988 brings an Oscar nomination at the 60th Academy Awards. But recognition isn't armor. Trade pieces said agents and casting directors still nudged her toward difficult character work. There are mentions that studios expected more marketable choices after the wins. Kirkland goes wider instead. TV episodes, indie projects, auteur scenes, paid acting lessons, mentoring. Colleagues say that cost her big offers, but it kept her in control. The industry loves a straight line, rise then hold. Hers is crooked, with turns you remember more than any clean arc. After Anna, what pops up first for you? Classic The Sting or the pop comedy Bruce Almighty? The Sting versus Bruce Almighty. Two doors into public memory. For many, the most recognizable credits are The Sting and Bruce Almighty. The first, December 25, 1973, Paramount, director George Roy Hill. It won Best Picture at the 1974 Oscars, with Paul Newman and Robert Redford setting the tone of the era. The second, May 23, 2003, Universal, director Tom Shadyac, Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, Jennifer Aniston, pure 2000s pop comedy. Trade pieces said these anchors kept her name in the mainstream, while the character work lived in indies and TV. For Sally, they weren't crowns but doorways. After each beacon came another round of auditions, a contract with a pay-or-play clause. Simple, you get paid even if plans change. And festival screener cuts. There are mentions that brief blockbuster cameos helped cover medical bills and the income gap from teaching. Her path isn't a tidy walk of fame, it's a working maze with turns people remember more than straight lines. Next comes the part without red carpets, ordination, hospice rooms, and showing up for people. Service you won't see in press releases. There's a side of her life cameras didn't chase. Sally didn't just act, she served. December 4th, 1975, ordained by John Roger, founder of MSIA. From then on, she performed rites, sat with people at the end of life, quietly, consistently. Alzheimer's wards, slow walks, names slipping away, last rites offered, hands held. Watching memory come apart in real time, and staying. In parallel, she taught. Paid acting lessons, mentoring, scene study. Regular ties to the Lee Strasberg School in Los Angeles, students, notes, small breakthroughs. She chose people over career moves, and meant it. That choice explains what came next. How did one night on stage turn her care for others into her own fight to recover? The fall. Stage lights, applause, and one blind step. A fall, fractures, metal in the body, hospital glare. Surgery. Then the legal part. Safety and lighting. Who's responsible when an artist walks up for an award and the floor isn't safe? Reports point to February 2013, Los Angeles venue. Some columns mention blinding light at the edge, no guardrail. In the claim, her lawyers cited negligence, duty of care. Named parties, the event organizer, the venue owner. An insurance policy listing additional insured. There are mentions of a plate and screws after the injuries. Not gossip. It changed the rhythm of her days. From then on, doctors and rehab set the schedule, not the call sheet. Next comes the stack of medical bills and the fight with the insurer. When the body becomes the ledger, Sally Kirkland versus the insurer, who pays for a long rehab after those injuries. 2013 to 2015, friends say there were fights over policy caps, how many PT sessions would be covered, and how often. One note put it bluntly, "We'll cover the basics, the rest is out of pocket." Then, 2024 to 2025, infections, home care. Later write-ups point to a GoFundMe page, procedures and caregivers. Money stopped being a career bonus and became the price of continuing treatment. Some write-ups said shoots were postponed for therapy. Clinic names and policy terms, not public. There are mentions of claims denied on technicalities and clinics asking for upfront payments. She kept working, gave paid acting lessons, took occasional bit parts. But the medical bills arrived faster than the new checks. What happens next when the bills are paid, but memory starts to slip? The role no one chooses. Dementia steals time from the inside. Scenes break apart, names fade, the timeline slips. For loved ones, it's work and love. Hold a hand when yesterday is gone and tomorrow feels scary. Hospice resets everything. The Sting, Anna, Bruce Almighty shrink into short visits and long nights. Charts don't help, people do. Friends noticed clear lapses in 2024. By October 2025, hospice was in place. Up close, it looked like shifts around the clock. Nurses, a pill schedule taped to the fridge. Rare clear mornings. There were nights friends stayed so she wouldn't be alone. Small things mattered most. Quiet music, old set photos, short calls. No big finale, just calm talk and the pauses between. That's where icon doesn't help. And Sally sounds softer but closer. After the quiet of hospice, what do we honestly carry out of her story? What truly remains after the headlines? Awards matter, sure. But strip away the tabloids, the rankings, even the Oscar talk, and what stays is why we remember actors at all. The ability to live another person's life on screen and keep their own off it. Anna, the role and the person, perfectly aligned. January 1988, the HFPA gives her a Golden Globe. March 1988, the 60th Academy Awards. The Sting premiered December 25, 1973, Paramount. Bruce Almighty, May 23, 2003, Universal. Easy signposts for a wide audience. And then the part without cameras. Teaching, acting, showing up for people who were sick. Quiet visits, no press release. Students and friends kept it simple. Sally could steady you in a studio hallway the same way she held a close-up. Most people call that one word, character. Map of memory. People will remember her on 3 levels. The Sting and Bruce Almighty. The Sting premiered December 25, 1973. Paramount, directed by George Roy Hill, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. Bruce Almighty, May 23, 2003. Universal, Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, Jennifer Aniston. Anna. 1987, directed by Jurek Bogajevics. Golden Globe, January 1988. Oscar nomination, March 1988. Service and Care. Ordained in MSIA by John Roger, December 4, 1975. The Onstage Fall and the Safety Dispute, 2013. Home Care and Hospice, 2025. In the end, one thing stands out. She knew how to steady people, on a set and at a bedside. If you drop the headlines, what comes first for you? The Sting, Anna, Bruce Almighty, or the way she helped people?